if I were 10 years old and someone said, you could have your own candy store, that's about the way it is intellectually to, have a bookstore where you have to pick what people want and what sells and what's important, but you can blend it with what you feel passionate about. Well, it was quite a challenge to open up. I'd like to think if I did it again, it would be a heck of a lot easier, although probably a lot more expensive. But it was a very different neighborhood, and this is the problem with gentrification, is that, you come into a dangerous, difficult neighborhood and you kind of make it more interesting and people start coming, and then the neighborhood becomes more popular and then more businesses show up, and next thing you know, the rents choke you to death. You have to go find a rough and dangerous place again. My original customers that were more working class people, Hispanic, poets, artists, writers, musicians, they just have been decimated. I'm fortunate. There are a lot of people that I've known, my best friend, for example, that have been completely destroyed by alcohol or drugs. But I happen to have this addiction for reading and ideas. Jack Michelin would come in. I finally got him to paint my back room. He'd come and go, and then I had this room that I just had a bunch of boards in. And I said, could you paint like one wall? I'd love to, Scott. But just pay for a sandwich and paint. Anyway, so he painted one wall, and then he painted another wall, and then he painted all 4 walls. And then he painted, he wanted to paint the ceiling. And the paint and sandwich bill by that time came to $600. Harold Norris did a couple of readings, and what was great about Harold Norris's readings was all of the things he could talk about. I mean, the poems were good, but he just had stories that were, unbelievable. He just privileged to know all these people. The list goes on and on. How about Jane Austen? How about